We got 10 hot comics, and Russ makes the list. Let's get into it right now. Thank you for joining us today. It's Friday, and it's another week of comics to reflect on that are just making a buzz in the comic book market.
There are so many great comics this list, and it's actually really, really exciting to have so many fantastic comics on this list.
Thank you so much to comicbookinvest.com, CBSI, who provides the comic book community with the most relevant speculation review list every single week.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button because we make a ton of content and you want to be apprised on every single new one that we release.
Oh, let's kick the list off with number 10. I'm stoked to see this one on the list. We have ASM, Amazing Spider-Man 365.
Now, for those of you that don't know, cover your ears right now if you don't want to hear about the after credits scene of the new Into the Spider-Verse movie. Covered?
Yeah,
okay.
I think they're covered. Are they covered? Okay, it's covered.
All right. The big news is Spidey 2099 shows up in the after credits scene. That's
awesome.
Super cool.
That is really, really cool.
It is. Now, so a lot of people have been actually picking up Spidey 2099, the red foil cover. And the first appearance is Amazing Spider-Man 365, which is this gorgeous black cover with this foil middle part in it.
This book, it's got a lot of stuff going for it. It's a 30th anniversary, so it's a bit oversized,
Right.
but it's still the size of a comic book, so it's just thicker.
Right.
It's got that hologram cover, got Spider-Man
It's
right there.
gorgeous.
And all of them look terrible now because that faded to hell over time.
Right.
But it's Randy Emberlin, who's one of the most underrated Spidey artists in the game still.
Mm-hmm.
And he's at every show that I go to. The
Right.
guy's awesome. And
yeah.
he'll talk to you about me and Stan Lee. And actually, in this book, there's a poster featuring Carnage, Venom, and Spider-Man done by Randy. And it's iconic. And it's in this book.
It's so cool. So raw, these are going for $10 to $15. But again, if you're really looking to spec on this, if you're looking to invest this, grab a 9.8. They're going for around $200 now. And this time last year, even 2 months ago, they were only $100.
And this movie dropped today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be interested to see where this ends up next week. All right, coming on the list at number 9, we have Punchline number 2. Russ, didn't number 1 make the list last month?
Yes, just about 4 weeks ago, Punchline number 1 did make the list.
This book's going for $15 to $20 already. This book just came out.
It's great. It's another one of those small press books that is seeing a lot of love. Got a low print run. You got a desirable book. It's just kind of this perfect storm.
I looked up number 1s. They're still going for a strong $10 to $20.
Nice.
And number 2 has a soaring variant, and that's going for anywhere between $30 and $50. Keep an eye out for this title because it's going up on eBay. They're getting hunted for, and they're selling for cheap, but right now they're going for good money. So they're being missed.
Moving on to number 8, we have Mega Ghost number 1, the Eric Powell variant.
He makes a few appearances on this list.
He does. Eric Powell is a great guy, super busy. He has so many projects he's working on. Hillbilly is fantastic. Spook House is fantastic. A lot of the stuff he's doing with the Albatross Funny Books, just really, really great stuff that he's doing. So it's lovely to see Eric take the time out to make a variant comics for Mega Ghost number 1. This variant is going in the $15 range.
Already.
Yeah.
Very cool. And you know what? We have to give a little kudos to that YouTube channel of his. I think it's pretty underrated. It's not a whole lot of subs on that channel, but he pumps out a lot of previews for all of these titles, and they put a lot of time in the animation.
Eric Powell is very, very good on social media. If you follow him on Instagram, I know he was very busy on Twitter doing stuff on YouTube, and he's always putting out great information. And he gives excuses for why he's so late on everything because he's making so much content. And it's kind of funny because he's like, I know this is supposed to come out 3 months ago, but I'm busy doing other stuff. So follow me and I'll tell you when it's really coming out. Yay! And it's like, okay, thanks, Eric.
He's an awesome guy.
He's a very
awesome.
cool guy, yes.
All right, moving on to number 7, we have Defenders Silver Surfer number 1, the Scan 1 in 25 variant. Now this is going for $40.
It's very cool to see this going above ratio, and there's been a lot of buzz the last 2 weeks about this Defenders miniseries. Now, it's a it's 4 one-shot books, and you have a Namor, and you have a Hulk, you have a Silver Surfer, you have a Doctor Strange, which is the original Defenders team. It's nice to have all of these guys back together to have a tie-in best defense crossover. There are baby variants that are very popular, the Scotty Young ones, but a lot of people had asked me whether or not I would be getting the 1 in 25 variant for Silver Surfer, and I didn't order enough copies for it. It is a beautiful book, and if you can find one, pick it up.
All right, moving on to number 6, we have Grumble number 1, the word bubble variant. The human cover word bubble is getting $20 to $25, but that dog, that pug variant word bubble is getting $40 to $50. And you get a shout out here, Russ, because you brought this up last week, but there's something you don't know.
Okay.
And I told you right before we started this podcast that I figured this out. I pieced it together.
Sure.
The way that you found out about that comic book was you were one of only 100 people who watched that video that Eric Powell sent out. I looked at the view count of, this guy's got a very small channel.
Yes.
I looked at the view count. You're one of 100 people at that time to watch that video. You brought that to the mic here that next day, and we shared it with the community, and boom, it makes the list. But it gets better,
Oh my
Russ.
God, okay.
Buckle up. What do you think the odds are that Bleeding Cool watched that YouTube video and posted about it the next day without giving you any credit?
I have no idea.
Very slim.
Okay.
Because Saturday, Bleeding Cool puts up a very special article about how Eric Powell from Albatross did secret variants. 100 views on that video when you called that days before.
Right.
The next day, Bleeding Cool puts out an article showcasing it to the community. It could be a coincidence. They may be following Eric Powell on YouTube.
Almost nobody is following Eric Powell.
But apparently nobody is because
Right.
they only had 100 views. So anyways, kudos to you, Russ. Well done.
That is awesome. Again, this is the reason why you need to watch this every week. And I know Tom and I have gotten flack before about we're not trying to influence the market. We are here to give you information. I had honestly gotten an email earlier that day before we made the video. I thought it was super cool. And the fact that we've seen so many of these hidden variants out there, and truthfully, by the time we made this video last week, they were selling for $4 with that word bubble, and immediately prices spiked, everything moving, and we know how small this print run is. So hopefully it's a good book. I know Grumble number 2 is supposed to be coming out in the next week or so. It's actually a really fast turnaround. It's not a full month on this. So if you're liking it, please support Eric Powell and the rest of the books that he makes, because we do like him and we do like the stuff they're putting out.
All right, Russ, we're halfway through the list. Let's give some shout outs to members in the community who are just killing it on the hunt every single week.
First off, we have Quiet Soul Comics, who pulled an amazing fantasy one signed by Fiona Avery.
Ooh, that first Aranya.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, and then we have Wonkers 918. He pulled the gold Batman Arkham Knight variant. He's like, oh, I saw the video. I thought I had one. Went to my box and went through all my comics and found one. He was super stoked about that, and I would be too, because that book is going for a lot of money.
That is awesome. Moving up to the Great White North, we have Tim Canadian Comic Hunter, who also got a first print and an arcade block variant of the gold Batman Arkham Knight.
Dude.
And there are more variants surfacing, things that we didn't even know about.
That arcade variant, I had never seen that.
Nope.
See, that's why it's awesome that
Coming
the
out of the
community
woodworks.
gets involved with this stuff, because we learn just as much as they do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. All right, so we have Jim Comics, stopped by his local comic shop, picked up a bunch of Edge of Spider-Verse comics, and he grabbed a couple of those, first appearance of
Penny Parker.
I was going to say Gerard Way. I don't know what you're talking about. I set him up. All right. I set him up. And then we have Chloe's Comic Swag showing off their special Marvel edition number 15.
For Shang-Chi, hopefully we see some good stuff out of that one.
I'm excited to see more Shang-Chi make the list, but not before we see Red Sonja make the list, because going back in the list at number 5, we have the New York Comic Con number 21, Derek Chu variant.
So the New York Comic Con variant, there were only 500 made. This made the list back in September, and I think this was the one that actually we had to change the thumbnail.
No.
Is this
you're thinking
not?
of the Lucio Perillo variant.
Oh, okay.
And
so
that one was gorgeous too.
another
and,
one.
Yeah, and that one is still holding strong at $80 to $100. I was like, I'm gonna wait to get that book.
You're never.
And it's still going for $100. But no. The Derek Chu variant, the New York Comic Con variant, that one's going for $175.
Wow.
I missed out, man.
That's crazy.
Next time I go to a con, I'm buying all the Red Sonja covers.
Yeah, $75 for a set back in September, and it's $175 for just that one right now. That is crazy.
What's going on at number 4?
Number 4, we have Fury of Firestone, number 24. You could have got a 9.8 earlier in the year for less than 50, and now 150 plus. Raws are 10 to 20. First Blue Devil.
Yeah. 9 hours ago from this recording, announced to be in the new Swamp Thing show.
Yep. Now this is Ian Ziering is going to be Blue Devil.
Crazy stuff.
Okay.
I've no idea. Like he was in Doctor 90210.
All of the Sharknado. Thank you very much.
Oh, is that him?
He is in Sharknado.
Dude, those are great movies.
Yes, Sharknado is.
I watch all those.
I love Tara Reid.
Dude, she's great.
Yeah,
she's great. She's really good in Sharknado.
She is great. He was not good in 90210.
Found her calling.
She found her calling, and she was good in Big Lebowski too, but that's a different story.
All right, I'm excited to see Blue Devil making an appearance on the DC app, and then going on to number 3 on the list, we have Secret Wars number 8.
No, wait, Tom, number 7?
No, that can't be right.
What? When did this happen?
Hold on.
Nothing has ever.
No, it says 7.
Nothing has ever been important in Secret Wars 1 through 12 except for number 8 ever. No one cares. No one does anything. And all of a sudden, number 7, first appearance of Spider-Woman. Yes, this book is spiking and is moving online.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's it going for? Because this is
going for $15 to $20, and truthfully, it's one of those books that is kind of like 6 to 8 forever. So it's doubled in price.
Into the Spider-Verse, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this is the first appearance of Julia Carpenter as Spider-Woman. But you know what? We need to give a shout out to, I mean, if we're already going through other issues in Secret Wars other than 8, we got to give a shout out to number 6 because that's the first appearance of Julia Carpenter in the Marvel Universe.
You know what? A lot of these Marvel Secret Wars, the first 1 through 12, they've been getting no love for. So we even recently found out. I found out about the White Galactus, Blue Galactus, the number 1 with the error.
Yeah,
absolutely. And there aren't enough people that know about the fact that there are color variants of issue number 1 on the inside, and now there are other issues that are moving up. Keep in mind that these books are over 30 years old, and it's not like a brand new comic you can find off the wall. These Secret Wars books do need more love. More than just number 8.
Coming in on the list at number 2, we have Teen Titans, Volume 6, number 12, Mirka Andolfo Goodness.
It's so good. And you and I had no idea when we met her that she was the one that made this. You know what came out this week?
Not this one. This is the one that we're giving out to the comic book community if they comment down below and let us know what they think about this list.
Ooh.
But what came out this week to make this book spike?
See, The Batman Who Laughs number 1 came out this week. And you know the first appearance of Batman Who Laughs was in Teen Titans number 12 from the new Rebirth. Mirka Andolfo did the interior art, and we happen to have an autographed copy of the first print of this book.
And why this book, Russ?
You know what? Because this week, Batman Who Laughs number 1 came out, and what a great way for us to give back to the comic book community is a copy of autographed Teen Titans number 12, signed by the artist Mirka Andolfo. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below.
That's right. We want to hear from the comic book fam. And this book is going for $75 to $100 already. This is, again, making the list. This has been a hot book for a pretty long time. Wouldn't you say, Russ?
Absolutely.
All right, then moving to the list. Number 1, flying in. I'm super excited. It pissed this guy off.
I think my exact words were, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And I don't know where the typo came from, but I was so mad I'm texting.
We have number 1 on the list, X-23 number 7, the Mike Deodato variant.
This was an open to order variant. This was a normal variant. It's a very beautiful book.
And you had so many.
I had 3 copies. It wasn't like I had a massive amount, but I could have ordered more of them. James Campbell, one of my regulars, contacted me 2 months ago and said, "I really like this variant. Can you put it in my box?" And I wrote a little note, and he got a copy in his box. And I got this list today, and I went over to his box, and I'm like, nope, it's still there. So
there you
someone
go.
got a great deal on a book that is currently going for $25 to $40 as of the time this list was.
Whew.
I saw buy it nows for $79.99 on eBay before I got here tonight.
Wow, keep an eye out for this book.
This is moving up.
And if they got it from your store yesterday, it means that they could still be out there. So I want to know from the comic fam. Hopefully they have some good luck hunting this week.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you so much to comicbookinvest.com, CBSI for hooking us up with this list early so that we can make it for the comic book fam in this video format every single Friday.
Absolutely. And also a shout out to our winner for last week's giveaway of the Batman Arkham Knight, Cam Adams. And Cam, make sure you hit that description to find out how to contact us to get your book.
We appreciate your time today, comic fam. As always,
Geek responsibly.
enough
Said. Ooh, fancy seeing you here, comic fam. I do appreciate you for watching this video. And it's the 15th, which means today is your last day to reserve your mystery mail call box for December. Last box of the year. Join the community. Now's the time to do it. Links in the bio.